gather round the table once again for another session of Dungeons and Drakfus. And today, we're going to be taking on yet another treat, but this time for the Horde. Where the Dead Mines is a Horde kind of thing, it's mostly for the Alliance. For the Horde, you actually had this as kind of a starting experience, and we're going to be tackling the Wailing Caverns. So first of all, let's go ahead and get in there, shall we? Believe it or not, this is not the entrance to it. Kind of like the Dead Mines, you have to go through a network of caverns in order to get to the instance portal, and then we will actually discuss the lore for Wailing Caverns. I'm not going to worry too much about loot here, because at least out here, there's really no reason to pick any of it up. Whee! Thankfully, I know where I'm going. Oh, jeez. Okay. Going deeper and deeper, and look at this. So you'll kind of notice that deeper in the caverns we go, the more growth starts happening. Now, the lore for Wailing Caverns has since changed quite a little bit. I would actually say not as much as Blizzard would like us to believe with the Cataclysm revamp. But you guys will see in just a second, because we are really close to the instance portal. But you can see it's like a cave with a little bit of jungle in there, but there's no sun for it. So why on earth is plant life growing in here that isn't like mushrooms and stuff? And there are mushrooms, don't get me wrong, but we have like full-on ferns and trees. We will find that out in a second. Oh, and here we go. You also have a nice little water source. So maybe that'll help explain where that's coming from. It's a nice little hot spring. And here is the portal to the Wailing Caverns. So let's go ahead and step on in. And let's go ahead and discuss the lore of the Wailing Caverns. So, years ago, the famed druid Narlex and his followers descended into the shadowy Wailing Caverns, named for the mournful cry one hears when steam bursts from the cave system's fissures. Wailing Caverns. Narlex planned to use the underground springs to restore the lushness to the arid barrens, because that's where it is. It's in the middle of the barrens. But upon entering the Emerald Dream, he saw his vision of regrowth turn into a waking nightmare, one that has plagued the caverns ever since. So there's a little bit of a problem here. And there's also a bunch of quests to be able to gather. So let me just really quick make sure that I have that turned on, because I really don't want to have that issue here. Yes, I don't have it disabled. So, we actually do have a bunch of quests to take on in here. First, let's talk to Ebru, who is a disciple of Narlex. So, cleansing the caverns. Narlex had a noble goal. Our great leader aspired to enter the Emerald Dream and help regrow these harsh lands back into the lush forests it once was. But something went terribly wrong. Narlex's trusted allies, the Druids of the Fang, turned on him. They seek not to heal the Barrens, but to dominate it. Drakfu, before we can awaken Narlex and restore balance to this vital place, you need to eradicate the Fang Lords. Their influence has sunk too deeply. So people might be a little confused by that. Druids of the Fang? If you played back in Warcraft 3, that's not something you've heard. This is actually now we kind of have corrupt Druid sects, and this is actually one of them. The Druids of the Fang, where Druids of the Claw take on bear forms, these guys emphasize snake forms. So, now we'll talk to Nalpak. Our only hope is to create something good from an already bad situation. So we have 2 deviant hides. As Narlex descended deeper into his nightmare, a strange breed of beasts arose from beneath the barrens into the Wailing Caverns. These deviant creatures have strange, otherworldly properties. Their very existence causes great pain to the earth. I believe that slaying them will greatly aid our work in healing the caverns. If you feel up to the task, slay as many as you can and bring me their hides as proof of their demise.
We shall
okay.
meet
Oh,
again.
and then we also have preemptive methods. There is an herb in these caverns that holds untold power, Drakfu. Perhaps you wish to help me collect it. It is a rare flower called Serpent Bloom. I believe that in greater quantities it has the potential to prevent nightmares like Narlex's from ever occurring. Unfortunately, Serpent Bloom can only be found in the darkest recesses of this place. So we need to get 5 Serpent Bloom, 10 Deviate Hides, and we need to kill the Lords of the Fang.
The winds.
Or the Druids of the Fang, and then Gnarlex. So Muyo, he's another disciple, but he will not be able to give us a quest. He will help us later, though. Believe it or not, this is one of the very few quests that makes you go back to the beginning to turn in quests to unlock the final boss. So let's go ahead and start making our way through the Wailing Caverns. And we'll just start killing along the way. Now, funniest thing, like, they didn't actually say it in the quest text. I'm kind of surprised by that. But I also believe that this was also a hint towards the sprouting forth of the Emerald Nightmare, which has been a problem that Druids have been dealing with since literally classic World of Warcraft, with the Dragons of Nightmare, where you had 4 members of the Green Dragonflight who were corrupted by the Emerald Nightmare come into our world to try and take it over. So, since then, we've also had to deal with corruption in the Emerald Nightmare happening here. In fact, if you're playing Legion right now, the quest line in Val'sharah strongly emphasizes the corruption of the Emerald Nightmare in it. So, and if you're more interested in the corruption, there is also the novel Storm Rage, which I heavily recommend. It's really good, as far as I am concerned. Okay, so let's go ahead and kill some more raptors, and now we've come across our first indications of the Druids of the Fang, including Lady Anacondra, one of the Lords of the Fang that we need to take care of. So let's take care of her.
None can stand against the Serpent Lords.
There we go. Lady Anacondra is taken care of. We got a Belt of the Fang, which I believe they still have it. Yeah, so this actually is one of the first examples of set items, and specifically for leather wearers. So you actually could get set bonuses if you completed the entire Fang set. And there were 5 of them? Yeah, there were 5 of them. So a 2-set bonus. If you have 2 of them, then you get an increase in intellect. 3 of them, increase haste. And then you get extra intellect after that. It's basically the earliest form of what tier sets do. And in fact, back in Classic World of Warcraft, you could actually craft sets that had bonuses. Now, I might avoid some of these guys later on, after I've gotten my Deviate Hides, but I'm not sure. Oh, look, another Druid of the Fang. So that's already a difference between them and the regular Druids that you're used to. They're what looks like harnessing shamanistic magic. So that's definitely something Druids do not do. They harness both nature and arcane, not the power of the elements. Hi, Mr. Druid of the Fang. Enjoy my kick. Come on. We need freaking Deviate Hides. Now, I will also warn people in advance, this will probably be a fairly long episode, and for no other reason than this is a really long instance. I'm actually kind of surprised that with the Cataclysm revamp, this didn't get broken into wings. Oh, and there's actually our first Serpent Bloom, so let's go ahead and grab that. Oh, and I actually... Crap, I keep on forgetting to do this. I wanted to read the lore for Lady Anacondra, so let's do that. So, Scarlet Leaf was the first to volunteer for Gnarlex's self-appointed mission to the Barrens. After her master's nightmare shattered her mind, the young acolyte cast aside her name and now envisioning a sinister reptilian future for Azeroth. So again, it's hinting at the Emerald Nightmare. There we go. Oh, and we got a schematic for engineers. That'll be helpful to sell. Okay, so I didn't kill the raptors up there, and it's just because there's really no reason to kill them anymore. Now we're going to be going this direction, because I believe the remaining Lords of the Fang are actually this way. Or at least a couple of them are. So now we are entering the Crag of the Everliving. And now, since we don't necessarily need to kill the Gators, I'm actually not going to do it. But Drak, you're missing out on XP. No, I'm really not. I'm not getting XP here. Oh, and hi, Scum. And this is actually another boss. Dang it. Need to get better at that. So here's Scum. Let's go ahead and read his lore now that we've killed him. He's actually a optional boss in this one. Scum first journeyed to the Wailing Caverns for relief from the Baron's hostile environment. Like many of the cave's other inhabitants, he quickly succumbed to the corruption. His veins now pulse with dark energies that have transformed him into a mighty and ruthless beast beyond redemption. So he was basically formerly a Kodo beast and got corrupted by the Emerald Nightmare. Yep. You guys starting to notice the theme here? This is really kind of the starting instance to show that there is corruption within the Emerald Nightmare. Or within the... It's not the Nightmare. The corruption is the Emerald Nightmare. The corruption is actually happening in the Emerald Dream, which Druids and the Green Dragonflight govern over. And before somebody actually asks me what it is, the Emerald Dream is roughly a blueprint of how Azeroth used to look before things like Stormwind were erected. So if you go to the Emerald Dream where Stormwind or Orgrimmar is, you'll find lush landscape, lush green landscape. In Durotar's case, probably not. You'll probably still see at least a deserty area. But the point is that it's Azeroth before life existed and its original form. I really shouldn't. Let's take care of these. Oh, devious shamblers. Okay. Whee! Oh man, did I go down the wrong way? I think I did. Yep. That's okay. So there's actually two ways to be able to go, and it's, I mean, you could do them however you want. But it just so happens that the last Lord of the Fang is actually up this path, so that's alright, though. A red speckled mushroom. Here's a reference to Mario, because what does it look like? Oh, looky. It looks like a mushroom from Mario. Is that Serpent Bloom? Okay, I'm actually going to go back for it. Because we don't have as much Serpent Bloom as I thought we would. I know. So now we actually are dealing with Wind Serpents. Again, another great way to be able to get the Deviant Hides that you need. And sadly, when dungeons are this long, you really start hoping that you'll be able to mount somewhere. Nope. No mounting for you. Whee! So instead, I have to use all my rolls and other mechanics to help speed along the process. Here we go. Here's the next little bit of encampment for the Druids of the Fang. We're not going to worry about you guys. You guys are beneath me. And there is Lord Serpentis. He is actually the last Lord of the Fang that you need to take care of. But we're going to take care of him now. See, he's actually the last one. Take care of your Wind Serpent, buddy. And damn it, I forgot to read it again. So we'll read it in a second after I kill this guy. So as you can see, they do act like druids. They have healing touch and a lot of the other spells. So, Lord Serpentis. The Druids of the Fang's leader was once Naralex's finest student. His tragic downfall stemmed from his desire to become a Shondo, or honored teacher, like Naralex. As insanity took root, Serpentis rallied his brethren to his side and formed the Druids of the Fang. As you can see, he has shaman abilities, but he also has druid abilities, so you can tell he was a former druid. Now, this is actually another side boss. Let's go ahead and fix this error, shall we? And it's Verdan, the Ever-Living. Little is known about this creature prior to Naralex's arrival at the Wailing Caverns. Though thought to be the cave's original guardian, Verdan the Ever-Living could not escape the corruption that befell its home. Verdan is allied with the insane druids and maintains its vigil against those who trespass in its domain. Well, that's too bad for you, Verdan, because we're gonna come and kill you. Curse of Fury! we go, Verdan. I do like the fact that it's taking a little bit of effort to kill these bosses. Making it so that I just don't plow right through them. I've actually been recording a bunch of footage for other videos on my Demon Hunter, and he rips through things. Oh, and actually here is another optional boss, Creche. An ancient resident of the Wailing Caverns, this giant turtle wanders the underground caves, his resilient mind unaffected by Gnarlex's relentless nightmares. Don't be fooled by his happy disposition. Creche has thwarted many adventurers who long to steal his massive shell. And the reason that you would steal his massive shell is because it was a really great kind of starting warrior shield back in the day. If you were trying to level up a tank, then that would be the best way to do it. Hi, Mr. Gator. And we got it! We got the Warren Turtle Shell shield. I have a feeling it's now part of his just regular loot table, but I remember coming here many a time on my warrior at that level, being told that I wanted his shield, and never getting it. So now that we've gone that direction, we're going to go this other direction, which has all of the other druids of the Fang. But what's the difference? There really isn't one. Okay, so here's more Serpent Bloom. There we go. Can we go up here? Yes, except I had to cut that loose early because that's my last Serpent Bloom. Alright, so now we don't need to worry about that stuff anymore. We are pretty much done with all of the quests except for clearing these things out. And here is a Deviant Viper. Hi, Mr. Druid. Oh, okay, you want to fight me? Fine, we can do that. Let's go, buddy. That didn't work out so well for you, did it? And here is another one, Lord Pifice. Let's check him out. A childhood friend of Gnarlex, the warrior Aaron was a quick study in druidism. Despite his training, the acolyte was defenseless against the corruption that would strip away his sanity. Aaron has taken on the name Pifice, combining his impressive melee prowess with his druidic arsenal to vanquish intruders. Okay, so he's also kind of a warrior.
The coil.
That's okay, I'm a little bit of a warrior too. I'm a little bit of a monk. I'm gonna take care of your little buddy before they summon things. Oh, that's cute. You tried to heal yourself.
Bye, Pifice. And actually, have we gotten... We got the Belt of the Fang, and I think we got this one. So we already have our 2-set bonus if we want it. Yay! If you want it, I mean. These are kind of downgrades for me at this point. I'm doing Burning Crusade content now. Oh, hi, Mr. Druid of the Fang. Hi, Deviant Viper. That's cute. There we go. Let's see if we can sneak back these druids. Yes, we can. Now, I could take all of these guys on, but yeah, there's really no point to it, so I might as well just kind of slink around. All they're going to do is fill my bags, and, well, I'd rather sell the blues than meaningless speckled mushrooms and whatnot. Oh, and we actually do get some more stuff here. Oh, noes! And here is Lord Cobran. Another Lord of the Fang. Wow, how do you say that name? Jarlaxla's skill at harnessing animal forms earned him renown among the druids of the Cenarian Circle. However, the Wailing Caverns corruption twisted his unique abilities. Now Jarlaxia has perfected a deadly serpentine form, renaming himself Cobran to reflect his vicious newfound form. Let's actually see if we can get him to change into it.
You will never wake the dreamer.
Come on, buddy.
Come on, we want to see your cobra form.
There we go, Lord Cobran.
Oh, noes! Face on fury!
Dude, there's druids of everything. I mean, the Worgen are technically the druids of the pack, so... There we go, Lord Cobran. And actually, we're going over here. So we have taken care of all of the major tasks within Wailing Caverns, but there's one left. And as you can see, we already have it right here. So there's a phase 2 to Wailing Caverns. And that is escorting Muyo to where Narlex is. Because we're going to try and get him out of the nightmare. So we got to go all the way back here, past all these bones. And while we're here, we'll also turn in all of the quests, because they're not gonna give us anything more, I don't think. Whee! Hi, Muyo. We're gonna go free your buddy Narlex. Just give me a second. So Nalpak,
I've been
Deviate hides.
expecting you.
How many of the beasts have you slain? Your efforts shall not go unnoticed, Drakfu. Thank you for your dedication.
May the eternal sun
preemptive
shine.
methods.
I am eager to see if you can gather enough serpent bloom. You have done well, Drakfu. Hopefully we can use these to prevent further nightmares.
Walk with the earth.
Okay, and then
I
Ebru.
am honored.
I can already feel the balance returning. Quickly, talk to Muyo to help him awaken Narlex. Alright, so we can get Cobran's boots or these poorly styled gloves. Why would we want that? We're going to take Cobran's boots, because why not? Alright, and Muyo.
Peace, friend.
The Fang Lords are dead. All hope is not lost. The awakening ritual is quite complex, however. It cannot be done alone. I will handle all of the necessary preparations, but I will need you to protect me. The nightmare summoned from Narlex's journey through the Emerald Dream proved to be quite formidable. Without your help, this mission is doomed. When you're ready to defend me, say the word, and I shall lead the way to Narlex's chamber. We are ready. Let the event... I'm sorry. We're ready! Let the event begin!
May the eternal sun shine upon thee.
Alright, so...
I must make the necessary preparations before the awakening ritual can begin. You must protect me.
So I remember back in the day where he would do nothing but walk. He is one of the reasons I don't like escort quests, but thankfully they fixed it so that he runs, and he keeps it fairly quick.
These caverns were once a temple of promise for regrowth in the Barrens. Now they are the halls of nightmares.
Yes.
Fist of Fury! Deal with this deviant ravager. I need to prepare to awaken Narlex.
Alright, and also thankfully they changed his deal so that it doesn't take as long as it did before. You had to go to like every circle in this opening area before it would open up.
Within this circle of fire, I must cast the spell to banish the spirits of the slain Fang Lords.
Let's go ahead and just take these guys out.
I need a target.
There we go. And every time something hit him, it interrupted his cast. Wow, he can cast while moving. That's a new feature.
The caverns have been purified. To Narlex's chamber we go.
And for druids who are just barely starting out in Legion, he's actually one of the first champion followers that you get for your Order Hall now. Is the druid Narlex, not Muyo. We get Narlex. And he's actually a pretty cool druid to follow also in the expanded canon, because he's in Storm Rage for a little bit too. So here is the druid Narlex. Narlex, however you want to say it. And of course Muyo decides to just saunter in.
Protect me, brave souls, as I delve into the Emerald Dream to rescue Narlex and put an end to this corruption.
Muyo begins performing the awakening ritual on Narlex, and while he's doing that, because again, this is a 5-man dungeon, even though I'm soloing it, we actually will start to see corruption start to make its way to Narlex, to forever claim him within the nightmare. That's alright, because we have an answer for that too. Just gotta make sure that we take care of everything that's coming its way. So this is basically just a waved encounter with a boss at the end. So we just need to wait until the next names come up. There they are. Little slimes. Let's actually just gather up as many of them as we can. Gnarlex writhes in agony. The disciple seems to be breaking through. Let's go ahead and just grab everything. Nah, screw you, buddy. There will be no attacking Gnarlex. Okay, so we just need to wait for the next wave. It might be the boss. I don't... Yep, it is. It's a Murloc! Oh no! It's Mutanus the Devourer. Gnarlex dreams up a horrendous vision. Something stirs beneath the murky waters. Oh no, he stunned me. That's cute. You think you actually stand a chance against me.
Beast of Fury!
There we go. Mutanus the Devourer has been
awake
defeated.
at last.
And that's not your voice anymore. At last, Gnarlex awakens from the nightmare. Ah, to be pulled from the dreaded nightmare. I thank you, my loyal disciple, along with your brave companions. We must go and gather with the other disciples. There is much work to be done before I can make another attempt to restore the Barons. Farewell, brave souls. Okay, so we'll just go ahead and loot this guy. I am standing right next to you. And so that's pretty much the story and lore of Wailing Caverns, but we are also going to be going into Mutanus the Devourer, because there is lore behind him. From the darkest corners of Gnarlex's twisted mind, the corruption plaguing the Emerald Dream has manifested in the form of the Druid's worst enemy, Murlocs. The aberration known as Mutanus has come to the waking world to devour any who seek to liberate Gnarlex from the nightmare's clutches. And that's going to go ahead and do it for the lore and the Dungeons and Drakfu's episode of the Wailing Caverns. Hope you guys have enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time for the next dungeon.